Hey guys, welcome back. Todd Huey here with Lone Star Boars and Huey Outdoors. What I have here is the long-awaited, well, not really long-awaited, they just announced it a little bit before SHOT Show this year, but the Pulsar Thermions. They were not even supposed to be here until late July, early August. For once, a thermal got delivered before, not later. I can't believe it. So we're going to go over some facts and some opinions that I have about this thing after I've had it. They came in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days of use. The second I got this thing, I mounted it up, I went out, I got the first kill in North America. It was pouring rain, so I have footage from pouring rain to okay conditions. It's been raining all the time. You can see my truck's wet and muddy. It's real humid, but I did get some okay footage, but it's really tall grass too. But so I have some footage. In fact, I'm a little bit over 30 pigs killed with it. I was hoping for some more, but tall grass and some other things going on, a few little issues. I was only able to get a little bit over 30 kills with it in the last 5 days. First thing is, number one question, should I sell my XP38 Twirl and replace it with this Thermion? I don't think so. Your XP50 is a 640 unit. This is a 320 unit. This was not designed, or at least the XM series was not designed to replace your XP50 Trail. Yes, it's a 12 micron, but it's still a 320 unit. Your 640 unit has more resolution. What the 12 micron is doing is this XM38 with the same lens as your XQ38, that's a 17 micron, this 12 micron gets 4.1x magnification, while the 17 micron with the same lens only gets 2.1. So you get more magnification with the same size lens. What that means is, for thermals, the most expensive part is the lens. That's where, I mean, everything else back here, the lens most expensive, then probably the screen, then the core, and all this, you know, isn't anything compared to lens. So if you can use a smaller lens and get more magnification, it brings the cost down, and that's how they got the cost down on these. So it's not, 12 micron doesn't mean that it's a better unit. Now when the 640 12 microns come out, you know, they're probably gonna have updated firmware, better algorithms. It probably will have a little bit better image than the current 640s. But the Thermion 640s that are gonna come out are going to have the same lens, the same exact core as the XP50 core. The only thing different is going to be the housing, and it's going to have a color screen that gives you obviously color options, color palette, color reticles, and a hair more magnification. The XP50 Thermion's going to have 1.9x versus the XP50 Trail is 1.6, and that all comes from the color screen. But back to the XMs right now, because that's what we have. This happens to be the XM38. They're going to have an XM50, an XM38, and an XM30. Again, 12 micron, 320 units. The XM50 is 5.5x native magnification. The XM38 is 4.1. The XM30 is 3x magnification. Now we're going to get into some opinions. I personally think that the XM50 is going to be a very specialized scope for a few people. At 5.5x, that's a lot of magnification. You're not going to be able to scan with it. It's going to be guys that are pretty much shooting out past 100 yards, shooting small targets like coyotes and stuff, and somebody that has a scanner and maybe several rifle scopes and put it on a specific rifle like a 22 Nosler, 22 250 to shoot flat and farther out. And it's going to be great for that. But for the average user that wants to use it for coyotes, pigs, medium to far range, it's not going to be as good. The XM38 is going to be the middle ground. It's going to be good from 50 on out, but it still doesn't have, you know, a super field of view. It's great as a weapon sight. At 4x, it's great. And at 50 yards, you're going to have things. You get up closer than 50 yards, running, moving targets, you're going to have a hard time finding them. It's a lot of magnification. But 50 yards and out, if you're hunting open fields or a mixture of mid to farther range, this is going to be a great choice for you, especially small targets like coyotes. I really think the XM30 for guys here in Texas that are mostly hunting pigs and and in open fields and taking running shots and maybe some up close stuff, I think the XM30 is going to be the #1 seller at 3x. That's decent field of view. Still not ideal for a scanner, but it's decent field of view, decent magnification. I think it's going to be a 3 to 3.5x seems to me, in my opinion, is an ideal magnification. Another opinion, I think the scope looks good. I think it looks really good, like a traditional scope, but I would take performance over looks any day. And my only complaint about this, the new design, is compared to my XP50 trail or my XP30, any trail, this takes up 5.5 inches of valuable rail space, especially if it's a short barreled rifle or something that doesn't have a full length rail out here. You're wasting covering up a lot of rail space here. Other than that, I don't see any negative to it. You can use standard 30mm rings, but it doesn't come with 30mm rings. So you're gonna have to have some or go out and get some. I can see some confusion with people if they get rings that aren't right. In fact, when I set this up, I got the scope in, I wanted the first kill in North America. I grabbed the first rifle I had that had 30mm rings, took the scope off, put it on, went out in the field, sighted in. Because of the angle on the mount, I bottomed out the elevation. Almost the last click is where I had zeroed. It's another thing, right now, the reticle does not recenter. So when I had to go down, my reticle, you'll see in some of the footage, the reticle is going to be at the bottom of the screen. Now, I went back and changed mounts and got all that fixed, and now it's centered, you know, and everything's good. But that's something that could cause some issues. The zoom button, so on your most thermals, or even, we'll just stick with the Pulsar trails, when you hit the zoom button, it instantly goes to 2 digital magnification, you hit it again, 4 digital magnification, hit again, 8 digital magnification. On this one, when you hit the zoom button, it comes up and shows that you're at whatever your native magnification is. And then if you want to, you turn this dial here and it goes 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.5, 5, you know, all the way up. Or you can hit it once and then you hit it again and it's 2x, 4x. I don't like having to hit the button twice. I do like turning this, but I was in the field, I hit it, and I know it's because I'm not used to it yet, but I don't like having to hit it and then hit it again to zoom. I didn't care for that, but just a quirk because I'm not used to it. Let's see. What else? There's no sound. Come on, Pulsar. We did this with the trail. How in the world can you not have sound on? I know there's a microphone. I know it's going to have sound. I know there's going to be firmware updates, but how, after we've gone through all this with the trail, how did we not have sound on this? But right now, when you record, you're not going to have sound. Yes, there will be a firmware update, and yes, it will have sound. But at this moment, there's no sound, as you'll see in the videos. I mean, they're going to have to, now, once I figured out there was no sound, I started taking another camera with me, and I can dub that sound over, and you'll hear sound, and it'll look good. But a lot of the footage I have right now, I had no idea that it wasn't recording sound, and so there's no sound. So I'm going to put music, or I'm going to talk, or something. Easy to use. I like the menu system. It's basically the same menu system, but you use this turn knob. Let's go to the footage and we'll see the last few days again. And I'll tell you what's what, but I went from a downpour when the first kill I got, because I just wanted to get the first kill, was greedy like that, and then some okay thermal weather. Obviously hadn't had great thermal weather because it's the time of year, constant rain here in Texas, a lot of humidity. We did get some sun out one day, so it heated up the background a little bit, and that footage is probably going to look the best. Okay, the first clip here is 2 dogs at about 30 to 40 yards. You have 2 more dogs and actually a domestic pig down there at about 70 yards. Just looking around, this is on Black Hot, and there is a calf laying down just on the other side of the fence. And this is just some random footage that I took. Everything else from here on out will be pigs getting shot in the field. And what we've all been waiting for, pigs in the field. These pigs start at somewhere around high 30s, low 40 yard range. The last one will be taken somewhere between 60 and 70 yards on the top part of the hill here.
Triple kill!
it's very tall grass, but you will notice at 4.5x, I'm having to pan back and forth a lot to find them at this close of range.
Headshot. Tango down.
This time we have a big lone boar out in the field. Tall grass, high humidity again. I'm going to change the color palette to red hot just to demonstrate that. And again, we have no sound from Pulsar, so we're going to add in sound effects. This hog is at about, again, 60, 70 yards. This is the native 4x magnification.
Headshot.
Another large boar, again 60 to 70 yards. This boar has been in a pond, so you can see the middle part of him is cooler. There's the digital magnification just so you can see. Again, the grass is at least halfway up on him here. This is a little bit better thermal conditions. The sun did come out and heat up the background some, but still high humidity. It's been raining off and on. Went down. Takes another hit here. He's had three. There's actually two shooters on this. He's had three 308 hits. And he's going to somehow manage to get back up and take multiple more hits. But he was a big pig. Every single one of these was a good solid hit with a good thump. But we don't have sound. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. Again, some facts, some opinions, just my take on it. This is only the first 5 days of use, but I've used it exclusively. I've put it on a couple of different rifles, and now I looked through other scopes and compared, but it's an impressive scope. It's good magnification. That 4x is unheard of at this cost. I think it's a real good value. Again, I think the XM30 or the XM38 is going to work best for most people. As we go along, if I find out different things, I'll obviously be putting up more footage from this scope, and when the 640s come out, we'll do that too. But a lot of good features, and I think it's a really good value from a company that's going to back you up, Pulsar. So thank you for watching.